All right, so another week, another huge eShop sale, and this one is honestly a monster. There's like over 4,000 games on sale right now. That is insane. I'm going to be covering the US, Canada, UK, Europe, and Australia. And in this one, I've got about 15 games for you all, so there should be something good for everyone. Now, alongside all of that then as well, I've got two winners to announce later in this video for two $10 eShop gift cards. And of course, I've got two more to give away. Now, to enter, just drop a comment down below. It's that simple. Winners announced next Saturday. On top of that though, just very quickly, I've also got a copy of Cronos, the New Dawn for Switch 2 up for grabs as well. Now for this, if you want to enter, drop a comment still down below, but this time use the word Cronos. That'll enter you into both giveaways. All right, look, if you do enjoy this sort of content, then reviews, deals and lists, make sure to subscribe. It helps out the channel a huge amount. And yeah, let's get into the deals. Turbo Kid kicks us off, then it's 20% off a new low price. And this one's a recent release and yeah, a proper little gem. I actually reviewed it here on the channel, so if you want that full deep dive, maybe watch that next. It's linked below. But this one, it's a Metroidvania with a mix of humor and just pure over-the-top gore. And yeah, it leans right into that. I'm talking blood and guts everywhere. Now, you don't need to have seen the movie it's based on, but if you have, you'll definitely catch a few extra nods. But what really sells it for me is the traversal. It just feels great to move around, you know, whether you're on foot or blasting through the world on your bike. It's just great fun. And one small detail I love about this game as well, you can toggle between a locked 30 FPS or an unlocked frame rate. So basically, Switch 1 players, you can keep it stable. Switch 2 players, you can push for that 60. In my opinion, more games need to do that. Inscryption is 65% off a new low price, and with Halloween right around the corner, I've got a few horror picks this week, but this would be my top choice. It's just one of those games where the less you know going in, the better. Here's what I'll say. You're trapped in a dark cabin, you're playing a strange card game against this mysterious figure, and to survive, you've got to win, but nothing is as simple as it looks. Now what starts as a tense little kind of card-up battler, it quickly turns into something much darker. Before long, for example, you realize you can actually stand up between rounds, explore this cabin, and eventually, maybe, uncover clues in what is kind of this weird escape room style setup. And from there, like, it just spirals. It gets stranger, creepier, and smarter. So yeah, this one, it's clever, it's weird. It is easily one of the most unique horror experiences on Switch. DUSK is 75% off a new low price, and if you're into boomer shooters, yeah, this one, buy it. It's just pure retro chaos, fast, brutal, and unapologetic. Honestly, there's not much more to say other than that. If you just want to blow stuff up and watch everything turn into pixels, grab it. The gothic vibe, it's great too, that crunchy old school look. I love the enemies, think cults and howl-based levels. And the Switch version, really well done. Full gyro aiming, 60 FPS throughout, yeah, solid. So yeah, this one, it's slick, it's entertaining, and yeah, if you like old school shooters, you should probably take a look. The Mummy Demastered then is 75% off, a new low price, and it's one of those rare movie spin-offs that's actually good. In fact, it's actually better than the movie. It's a gorgeous pixel art Metroidvania though, with classic run and gun energy. So if you love old school action, you'll be right at home. Now you play here as an elite agent. You're sent to stop a princess who awakens and unleashes her supernatural army. So it's all about blasting through mummies, undead soldiers, and monsters while exploring deeper into massive maps, unlocking new weapons and abilities as you go. The combat feels tight, the exploration loops really well done, and the soundtrack is brilliant. Honestly, one of the better modern throwbacks. Bum Rush Cyberfunk is 50% off, matching its previous low, and like if you grew up on Jet Set Radio like me, play this. For everyone else, it's a fast, stylish action game about graffiti, dancing, and pure attitude. Now you play as Red, a graffiti artist who literally lost his head and now has a cyber one. So he'll be joining the Bum Rush crew to go all city, taking over the streets of New Amsterdam or figuring out who took his head and why. So yeah, it's wild, it's colourful, it's of course full of great music, and yeah, if you want style and energy, this one has it in spades. Bad Cheese is 20% off a new low price. This one is perfect for Halloween. I reviewed it on the channel, came away really impressed. Not so much with the gameplay, honestly. That's a bit clunky, if anything, but with the story and the tone. I just think it's darker and smarter and actually way more unsettling than you may expect. I kind of thought like it was going to be Five Nights at Freddy's. It is not. Now here you're playing as a little mouse. You're spending the weekend with your dad, your mum's working. Sounds innocent, right? Well, it's definitely not. The goal here is to keep daddy happy, tidying up, finding toys, keeping everything normal. And that's where it gets properly disturbing. It's this slow slide into something dark and uncomfortable, family tension, and just horror, all wrapped up in this old cartoon style. It looks really good. It is incredibly weird. It's definitely grim. And yeah, I actually thought it was brilliant. Unicorn Overlord is 60% off, matching its lowest price, and this one is a masterpiece. Now, I reviewed it here on the channel. Here's a hint, 10 out of 10 from me, and I stand by it. If you're into strategy RPGs, this is essential. Now, you play as Elaine, a young prince forced into exile who returns years later to reclaim his throne. It's classic fantasy rebellion stuff, but Vanillaware's art and storytelling, in my opinion, just elevate it. Every scene here looks like a painting come to life. And the combat as well will catch some off guard. Battles actually play out automatically. You set the strategy beforehand. So yeah, it's basically all about squad placement, timing, and planning. But it's deep, honestly. Do not let that put you off, because when it clicks, it's just incredibly rewarding. So yeah, overall, Vanillaware, they don't miss, and this one proves it. Drova Forsaken Kin is 15% off a new low price, and this one deserves way more of attention. It's a dark, gritty action RPG inspired by Celtic mythology. It's all about factions, spirits, and moral choices. You're basically dropped into what is a hand-built open world split between two sides, and they're both trying to control the power of nature itself. Expect to explore forests, ruins, and villages, and on that journey, craft gear and make decisions that will shape the world. The combat here, heavy and unforgiving, and every choice, trust me, comes with a cost. It runs great on Switch too. I can't praise this one enough, honestly. I actually featured it over on Switch Up last Christmas with Mark, and yeah, we were both just gushing over it, and that is very much for good reason. The Artful Escape is 65% off. That's a new low price, and it's one of the most creative games on this list. Think of it, I guess, as a musical platformer. Not really rhythm gameplay, but more the visual spectacle of it all. It's a music video, basically. It's not perfect, I will say that as well, but the concept is just, in my opinion, too cool. It will win you over. Now here you're playing as Francis Vendetti, a young guitarist trying to escape the shadow of his famous uncle. Now on the eve of his first big show, he sets off on what is a cosmic journey to find his own voice. So literally, you're shredding your way through alien worlds. It's loud, colourful, and full of soul, and yeah, it even has an incredible voice cast that includes Jason Schwartzman and Carl Weathers. So if you want something that's, it's a platformer, but it's definitely a little bit different in its style, I think this one, worth the trip. Signalis is 30% off and matching the low price, and this is one for the horror fans. Now, it's heavily inspired by Resident Evil, but it twists that formula into something strange and more, I guess, psychological. Now, you play as Alsta, a replica android who wakes up from cryostasis on a crashed ship. You're stranded now on a frozen planet. The reason we are here, we're searching for our missing partner, and as she explores, everything starts to unravel. Reality, memory, and sanity. Now, it's a mix of isometric exploration and occasional first-person moments, but it keeps you on the edge of your seat, and the brutalist art style gives it this incredible, retro tech look. It's clever, it's definitely one that gets under your skin, and yeah, I think it's actually a really unique horror experience. ANNO Mutationem is 45% off, matching its low price, and it's another great sci-fi pick. Definitely no horror here, though. This time it's an action RPG. Now, you play as Anne, a fighter searching for her missing brother across a cyberpunk city packed with shady corporations and, bizarre residents, let's say. It blends, though, and this is where it gets creative, 2D combat with 3D exploration, and it works beautifully. It switches between them automatically just on the fly, and it honestly works so well. You can grab drinks, though, chat with cyborg dogs, fight your way through neon-lit streets. It is just packed with detail, style, and things to do. Choo-Choo Charles is 80% off a new low price, and look, this one, janky, short, and weird, but I have fun. You're being hunted here in this world by a bloodthirsty spider train named Charles, and your goal is simple. Build up your own train, upgrade it, take him down. So what that involves is basically scavenging, helping locals for new weapons that you can equip to the train, and eventually face him in what is one big showdown. It is definitely silly, it's for sure rough around the edges, but it's such a ridiculous idea. It just kind of works in the sense of the developer knew exactly what they wanted to deliver, and yeah, that's exactly what they did. Disco Elysium, the final cut, is 70% off and matching its low, and this game is a masterpiece, just plain and simple. Now, I've played it on PC, PlayStation and Switch. It never gets old, and I've played it multiple times. Here, though, you're a washed-up detective waking up in a hotel room with no memory, and you're trying to solve a murder and figure out, well, at least initially, who the hell you are. You decide this character, though. You build them, you make the decisions. It is just wild where this story can go based on those decisions you do make. It's part RPG, part kind of philosophical breakdown, and it is all dialogue driven. Think here, your inner thoughts, they are actual characters that argue with you. It is that kind of game. But it's also one of the best written games ever made, period. WWE 2K25 then is 25% off, a new low price. And look, I want to put this out there. I haven't played this one. I think it's a decent discount though, so I wanted to give it a mention. Now for me personally, still not cheap enough, but it will get there. This year's game though, for those that may be interested, it expands beyond the ring with something called The Island. This is a full WWE themed hub with events and challenges. Then there's a massive 300 plus wrestler roster, online MyGM, and intergender matches for the first time. So yeah, look, if you're into wrestling games, this might be worth a look. Alright, so our winners for the $2 $10 eShop gift cards here on screen right now. Congrats both, email me for the codes, and everyone else, drop a comment down below to enter in next Saturday's draw. Also, just remember that Cronos giveaway, if you do want to enter that as well, just use the word Cronos. Now, you may have guessed what's coming for this last game, Cronos: A New Dawn, 15% off, a new low price, and it is a perfect Halloween pick. It is a brutal third-person survival horror set in a world where Eastern European architecture meets retro futurist tech. Now, you play as a traveler, jumping between the future wastelands and 1980s Poland through time rifts. You're basically fighting these grotesque creatures that you need to burn. It is tense, it's dark, it is oozing with atmosphere. And the twist then, enemies can merge. So if you kill one, basically another one finds them, they become one, they become even bigger. So you need to burn the body out. It comes back stronger. So yeah, really creepy, really creative, and yeah, I think a great closer for this week's lineup. And that is the video down. What are you adding to the library this week? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe then if you did enjoy the video, and don't forget, drop a comment to enter next Saturday's giveaway for one of the $2 $10 eShop gift cards or a copy of Cronos. Just again, include the word Cronos somewhere in your comments. All right, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. Cheers all.